Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing a very special project that we've been waiting to do for a while now. So we are going to be vinyl wrapping my boyfriend's hood. This is something we have never done before. We are beginners, but we did a lot of research and we're super excited. I will take the wrap out, show y'all the wrap in just a second. First step we're going to clean off this hood, make sure there is no debris, no grease, oil, nothing like that. So let's go ahead and prep our surface. That's really important to make sure that we got good adhesion, no bubbles, no bumps, nothing like that under this wrap, because we want to get this job done right. All right, guys, let's get started with this prep work. Now, I'm going to repeat myself. Prep work is really important. You do not want to skip any of these steps because everybody will know if you skip these steps. And your job is not going to look clean. It's not going to look smooth. And you don't want that. You're going to waste your time, your money, your effort. So you don't want that. So this is pretty simple. Now, you're going to start with a washed car. Make sure your car is washed. You got off as much debris as you can. And then you're going to take some rubbing alcohol, some isopropyl alcohol. Very simple. Get you a little spray bottle of any kind. Don't matter. Put your alcohol in the spray bottle. You're going to need a microfiber towel. We're just going to spray it down with some alcohol. We're going to wipe it down real good. Make sure we're getting off any wax or anything that's left on the surface, just to make sure we have good adhesion and no bumps. So let's get started with that. We're gonna mist it down real good with our alcohol. Make sure you got plenty on there. Do not be shy. It don't matter. It's not gonna mess nothing up. So this is gonna make sure we have no wax, nothing like that. Now this, you might see here, I'm not sure if you can see it that well right now, but we do have some chips in our paint here. This is not stuck on debris. Now it could potentially show some texture through your wrap if you do have something like this, but we are using a carbon fiber wrap. It does have a little bit of texture to the wrap. So hopefully it's gonna cover this up nice and good, and we're not really gonna see any of those imperfections on our surface. So while I have you, you'll notice I got on the K24 series Street Legal USA t-shirt. Is one of our newer collections. I think it's really cute. Let me just plug it right here. That's Street Legal USA 2As.com. But as you can see, got a lot of colors on the back. It's got a really nice little texture look, comfortable fit, comfortable for me. It's versatile. I could wear it. Demonte could wear it, you know. And you should be supporting small black businesses out here because he's doing his best, working hard, and we can appreciate that. Giving it to you for a fair price. So go ahead and head over to Street Legal USA, get you some cool merch. He got lots of styles, drop new designs all the time. So you want to look cool like me wiping down your car? Then go ahead and get you one of these. So we're gonna wipe down around the sides just a little bit. Anywhere that's touching the hood, which is what we're wrapping today, we're gonna wanna wipe it down, get the edges, because that's going to be touching, and we don't want no surface transfer for any of this dirt. I know the rest of the car is not perfectly spotless. That's okay, because we got all these areas around the hood. That's what's most important for today's project. All right, guys, let's get into the tools that you're going to need to do this job today. So first things first, you're going to need a blade. You don't want your blade to be out far. You just need a little bit of that blade showing, because you don't want to scratch your car. You don't want to cut through your windshield wipers, anything like that. And you don't want to hurt yourself. So have a blade. Adjustable is better. Make sure it's closed when you're not using it, of course. You're going to need a glove. Nice glove, clean glove, to help you smooth out any bumps or bubbles or anything like that that we come across. You're gonna need this little cutting tool. Not sure what it's actually called, but if your wrap has backing on it, you can cut it with this. If you try to cut it with your blade, it's not gonna cut well and you might mess up your wrap. So you don't wanna do that. You're gonna need a squeegee. Make sure it has this nice little buffer on the edge. You don't want to damage the wrap or cause any wrinkles, and so that's going to help you maintain a smooth job right there. And then you're going to need some magnets. Now this is kind of optional. It is preferred. It's going to make your job easier to help you kind of secure the corners while you're working with the wrap and make sure not everything is stuck down. So a magnet or two will help you out for this job. and we good to go. That's all we need to get started. So this is the wrap we're using today, guys. This is the 3M carbon fiber look. It's got a nice gloss finish on it, and it was about $60 from Amazon. We've had this wrap for about a year, so it's finally glad to see the light of day, and we're gonna get this project done. 3M is a good brand to use for beginners. It's a thinner wrap. That's what you want. You don't want a thick vinyl wrap because it is a lot harder to work with, from what I hear. Now, this is our first time doing the job, so I'm gonna take the expert's word for it. We're gonna do our best, but this was pretty affordable for this project. So you can go to Amazon, get something like this, or potentially another brand. Just make sure you do your research. All right, guys, so next you wanna measure and make sure that your wrap is going to be the appropriate size for whatever part of the car that you're doing it. You can use a measuring tape, or for this sake, we are just gonna kind of hold it to the hood to see which direction we will have to put this wrap. It looks like it is long enough to cover the whole hood, with about 1.5 to 2 inches excess on each side, which we will use to kind of move it around and make sure it fits good. You're gonna want a little bit of excess, but you don't need a whole lot. So about 2 inches will be good. So this is gonna fit, and then I'm gonna have my lovely assistant, Demonte, help me measure and cut, make sure we got the right size. So, make sure, about like that. Oh, you know what? Hold it there, please, sir. You got it? Yes. This point, where'd my magnet go? This is a point where it will come in handy to have your magnets, because you can clamp it up at top. Make sure you got plenty of working space. Go ahead and slide yours down a little bit, please, sir. You got enough over there?
Yeah, I got enough.
Okay, stop pulling it. All right. Go ahead and clamp that down there. You need a magnet to clamp yours down. Okay. Now our hood, gonna stop right about there. Baby, what are you doing?
I had to fix it.
Oh my gosh, y'all seen that? All right, guys, so this is where things get serious now. We're gonna have to peel off this backing and commit to setting it down lightly. Now, you're not gonna want to press it down real hard, try and, you know, smooth it out right now. We're just gonna get it kind of attached and generally where it needs to stay, and then we'll kind of work section by section to smooth it out and get any air bubbles out, anything like that. So we're gonna start by peeling this off, and we're just gonna go for it. Oh, snap. You good on your side? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going boom. Help me out, please. No, in the middle. Pull it off. Help me pull it up. I'm not strong enough. No, not that corner. Just pull up. Just pull up where you're at. Just pull up. Okay, stretch towards you. We're gonna try, oh. Pull up. All right. We're gonna stretch it out towards us. Oh, snap. You're pulling too hard. We need more over here. Here, we're gonna lay it down.
Pull up.
Let's just leave it.
Drop my side.
Yeah, let me see it.
Okay.
Hold that out. Oh, it's a workout. Okay, let's just try to start on one corner for right now. Let's see a squeegee. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared.
You got this.
We have a lot of excess.
But it's okay, because we can cut that.
Well, I think we might need to cut, we'll probably need to cut this before the end. But we're just getting started, so we're not gonna try to do too much. We're just gonna try to kind of isolate one little area. All right, guys, so we're gonna cut a little bit of this off. You don't want too much material up here because it's gonna consistently get stuck to the windshield wipers and your windshield and things like that, and it's just gonna make it harder to work with. And don't go too deep with your blade because you don't want to damage your windshield wipers or anything like that. This cut does not have to be perfect because in the end we are going to cut more off. This is just kind of a rough cut to give us a little bit more room. Okay, we're gonna remove this. Some of them might have some lines or curves in the body. Some of them might be a little more flat. So that's when you can use your glove to just kind of hug those curves. If you have some bubbles, some wrinkles, anything like that, you want to lift up your vinyl to give it some space for the air to be pushed out. So we're just gonna gently pull it up a little bit. That way we can smooth out. As you guys can see, we are making some progress on one side. It is slow and steady over here. right, we're gonna move on to another portion, trying to get it smoothed out. We did pretty good over there. Now, we did go into this knowing that there would be some texture under this wrap due to some imperfections in the paint and rock chips and things like that. That's okay. It don't gotta be perfect, and we didn't expect it to be perfect. So we know we're gonna have some sections that got a little bit bumps and stuff like that. But that's the good thing about this carbon fiber is it's not gonna hide it completely, because you will see it up close in the light and things like that. But from a distance, with the texture of the wrap, you're not really gonna be able to tell. So it's gonna hide that a little bit for us. So Demonte, tell us how you're feeling so far.
So right now I feel actually really confident and really happy how this is turning out. My lovely girlfriend Alexis doing a wonderful job. Babe, you're doing a great job. There is some imperfections when it comes to the hood itself, because if I sanded the hood beforehand, I probably have a better look at the bottom part over here, because I do have a lot of rock chips in the past 4 years I had this car, but it is okay. That will all get fixed in the future, but right now I'm really liking how this carbon fiber wrap is turning out.
We're almost to the end, and one of the things that we've been struggling with is it gets a lot of creases right here because we're coming to an angle. We also got these body lines we're following, so there's a lot of little wrinkles from where your material is kind of needing to be pulled together, but it's not going to stretch that much alone. So what you want to do in this situation is grab your heat gun and be mindful. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to burn your wrap, but you're gonna heat it up. I'll have my lovely assistant heat it up for me, please. You're gonna see that shape, that texture start to change a little bit. And then we're gonna be able to lay it down much more flat. You're still gonna have some lines to push out, but it is gonna be a lot easier to go ahead and do that. Still gonna lift it up a little bit, make sure I got it real nice and smooth. But this has been a lot easier than just doing it with no heat gun, as we have been until this point. We're just gonna keep working those lines out, just keep being gentle. Try and make sure we got these air bubbles out. Okay, that's probably plenty. Oh yeah, look at that. That is like a million times better than trying to get out all of these bubbles individually with no heat. Now this is where we have most of our texture from paint chips down here at the bottom, so you may see some of those, but if your car's got a smooth finish, you should just have that on like butter. All right, we got this portion as smooth as we're gonna get it in our condition. We got one more side left, and then we should be good to start cutting off the excess. All right, so we almost to the end of our project here. Last things we gotta do is heat it around the edges, smooth it out, and we're gonna trim it, and we're gonna give it one final go with the heat gun just to make sure everything is sealed up nicely, stretched out good. So let's get into it. All right, last thing we're gonna do, well, not quite last, we're gonna cut it and then we're gonna heat it back up again just to give it that final seal. So you want your blade to be out just a little bit, and we're going to hold it horizontal, like against the edge of whatever place we're cutting. And we're gonna be very careful. You want your blade to be sharp. Do not try and use no dull blade, I promise. Don't try to use no dull blade. And it don't have to be perfect. You just definitely don't want to cut too much to where you're going over onto your hood. You want to be especially careful around your corners because you could cause a rip or tear. Then I'm going to just kind of gently push that into place. All right, guys, we have come to the end of our project. Now, wrapping this hood, it was not that difficult. If I could do it and we could do it, you can do it. And I promise you, you can do it. You just need to take your time, don't rush. Now, this isn't perfect, and doing the carbon fiber might not have been the best for a first-time beginner, but I think we did a really good job. If you will see our work here, you know, we knew there was going to be some bumps and bubbles and things that we weren't able to control. But I would say, all in all, I think we did a great job. I'm proud of the work we did. Now, it did took us about 5-6 hours to complete this. Now, you watch YouTube University for other videos, these guys get it done in about 30 minutes. So all it takes is a little bit of practice, and maybe one day we'll be hitting that 30-minute wrap, and maybe you will too. So I just want to say shout out to Mount Legit. Thank you for letting me take over this video today. He really didn't have no choice. I just decided to do it once we got here. And, you know, I just want to get the job done. And so I just want to say I'm proud of him. He always chasing his dreams, pursuing YouTube. He's really passionate about giving y'all content, showing y'all how you can do things at home. Even if you don't got a lot of money, you don't have a shop, you don't have a lot of resources, you can still get stuff done. If you just want to chase your dreams, you should go for it. No matter if you have a big support group, maybe you have nobody in your corner, but we gonna be in your corner. So I encourage you, if you want to try this, you should go ahead and try it, because I promise you, you can get it done. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and head over to streetlegalusa2as.com to look at some of our apparel. And thank you so much for having me on the channel today. I appreciate you. Mount Legit, do you want to say any words?
My girlfriend did her thing. That's why she's a GOAT. That's why she's the GOAT. All right, so look, guys. We're going to step away, and we're going to give it like a far away look, because it looks so good far away. So we're going to come on back here. Come on back here, baby. As you can see, guys, it looks so good. Like, this wasn't going to be possible if my girlfriend didn't help me. That it turned out so good. And also, I saved myself $800. Now, remember like a year ago, I ran a poll on my channel when I said carbon fiber hood or wrap it. I took the cheaper route, $60, and I did this instead. Saved me $800, and you can do the same. Just take your time, like my girlfriend said. But yes, that's all I gotta say for this video. But thank you, baby. And I'm just lost for words. That's all I gotta say.